Alright, that I've been climbing now because this time I think I've figured out the build and at the same time it seems like everyone else is doing it, so maybe I'm just doing the meta build at this point. So the core I pick doesn't really matter. I just do this because if I find pulse rifle, this is a free front to synergize with it. I always take any damage related skill I see. Since this is non-weapons, I'm not going in. I want to find a weapon. Early health, I'd only go here to pick regen, and only if this was also a non-weapon, or like XP, or gold. But since it's an item, it potentially is a weapon. That's not great, but it's better than the core. So from here, I could win this, and it's actually worth, even though I had got Walter, I'm still going here because I want to get a chance at getting this wing. The idea behind it is I'm going to force a force field build, and I've learned that you don't need defense grid in order to do it. I was trying to think of an item that works best with force field, and I realized the item was just the current meta item, combat core. Okay, so this is perfect because at on day one, this weapons shop is only gonna offer bronze weapons, and so it guarantees that you could get these two alongside. If I roll, I get an Uzi, but I don't even want to waste money on rolling, so I'm just gonna take this. And then I'm choosing between a shield item or chocolate bars. I'm gonna choose the chocolate bars because forcing this build is surprisingly consistent. And for that reason, I'm just trying to get as healthy as possible as early as possible without wasting money. So I'm only taking bronze chocolate. Okay, so their cooldowns are really long, so I should be able to outpace them. Okay, from here. So I just chose XP because I didn't like the other two. I didn't like the shop or the other free item. Or was it? I think it was two shops. I like barely even looked. But I didn't see a weapon shop. So from here, I'm just taking the friend, I think? No, because I have a friend. I don't want another friend. So I'm going to take the loot. Since I have a friend already. And I see a weapon shop. So I'll go in. And that's really funny. That's the second time this has happened to me today. Where I just get a perfectly aligned shop. The unfortunate part is I have nothing to put in now, but it's not a big deal. I should be strong enough to beat this anyway. And I'm taking this one because I am just going for max XP if I can. So at this point, I'm only looking for large items. And large items could appear in the weapon shop. So I'm not skipping weapon shops, but I'm going to skip pretty much everything else. I'd rather go shield item. This is excellent. I'm going for the XP, I mean the income here. And I still don't have much to put in, but I should still be strong. Just based on my health. I should be able to outlast their like assuming they were really strong. I may have been able to survive against their double barrel. I'm not sure. Probably not, actually. I probably would die to the double barrel. Okay. At this point, I don't see a shop I want, and this is not that significant compared to silver tier skills. Ideally, I get the medium weapon skill. But this one's alright. It gets better later. This one's also good later, but it's... So like this is acceptable now, better later. This is very good later, but useless now, so I have to take this one. And from here... At this point, I should just take the free items to find something to put on the board, potentially. I keep getting upgrades, though. So now, at this point, I am not beating Scout Trooper, so I'm just gonna go for the Scrapper again. The Scout Trooper has scaling damage. And the only way I can... And they have, I think they have... They might have 750 health, so they don't have any. They have like barely. They have a. I believe they have a no form of sustain, but they have a lot of slow. Not a lot, but they have enough slow for it to make it so I won't be able to outpace them. Anyway, well, I hit exactly what I'm looking for here. So let's get rid of some junk and figure out how I'm gonna position this board. I think for now, I'll do it like this. No, this core is not the combat core. We're not putting that in. We'll go back to this one. And then when I level up, I take out this to put in the force field. And then I'm pretty much done already. So this is a massive high roll. Like this. And then swap these two. And this is the positioning. So this is already a board that can win day 10. And so I'm just going for income at this point. So now all I do is take XP, 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 and every skill I can get. And I can still go to large item shops, but I don't even need to because the only thing I need to upgrade is combat core. And I could guarantee that at level 6 and level 11. So I'm even skipping this just to get XP. And get rid of this and this. The crits are probably going on the force field. This I'm gonna hold in case I get a random poison enchant, but it's gonna be pretty much irrelevant. This is not a problematic encounter at all because all I really care about is the first pulse rifle activation. At that point, even if the viruses destroy my small items, yeah, they're way too slow, but like assuming the viruses destroyed my small items a lot sooner, my combat core and force field would solo carry anyway. Okay, no XP, no health. I go for the loot. This should probably go. So the idea here is I want combat core to be a lower cooldown than force field because I value higher shield more than I do the force field activating. So I can use it just right now if I wanted to. I'm gonna see if I find Curio first though. I do not see Curio. I'm just gonna take more free stuff then. And now I'll use this to reduce that cooldown. And there's nothing that Vanessa could do here that could beat me. I guess if they would have needed more crit. They would have needed maybe no, if they had a diamond double barrel, I'd probably die there. I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff. I'm just being kind of I'm just kind of overselling how good the build is, I guess, or just underestimating my opponents, but it's valid for me to do so because there's really not much that can beat this board. So I don't have freeze, I don't have burn, I don't have crit yet, so I'll just take the damage. I upgrade the core, and we just keep going. Of these skills, Net Launcher is the best because when you upgrade it, it starts, I think at Diamond tier, it slows 4 items or 5 seconds, and that's insane. From here, I'm going to continue to do income. I just want money. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct at this point. Since I'm not spending money on anything but skills, it might be more valuable to just take the XP from those risky encounters. Alright, so like I said before, I don't really care if my small items get destroyed because once the pulse rifle activates once, it's already Uh, the combat core has already scaled its shield enough to just carry and make force field deal a ton of damage. All right, so upgrade versus health. I think I would take the upgrade. The only like doubt I have is if I have nothing to upgrade when I'm level 11, but like that's a good problem to have, I guess. First time you freeze, so all your opponent's items for 3 seconds. I don't have a freeze at the moment. This one is incredible with force field, so it's hard to skip it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna value this one a lot more than the slow, because I'd have to find a freeze first, and I already have a significant enough slow. I mean, I not yet, but after I get to more skill shops, I should be able to upgrade this. Hopefully. I can't actually guarantee that. Okay, so Curio, I'm okay with going to. So let's clean up my stash of stuff I don't need. I'll take this health just because I have too much money, I need to spend it. I'll take this, and I'd put it on duct tape if I thought it mattered, but duct tape is really only here. I guess the value in duct tape is if I'm like very desperate for shield within this period where pulse rifle is attacking while combat core is not. So that's like a 0.8 second period, which if everything's slowed, that means a 1.6 seconds where I need to rely just on duct tape. For that reason alone, I think a little bit of shield might be worth, but ultimately it probably is going to be insignificant. Take these two because they're excellent. I will also take some additional damage because why not? Knee brace is what I was looking for to wait on these for. To wait on the other feather for, but I don't mind that I used it. I will get some of these out of the way before I buy knee brace and icicle, since I'm gonna keep those. This is also alright to put on duct tape for now. There's no heal yet. So I don't know if I'll be able to play icicle. It depends what skills I see, but we'll see. I'm not interested in poison skills, so I'm just going for the health. And now I will do the cooldown reduction, and I think Chris Army Knife is the least significant, so I'm willing to do more combat core reduction. Nah, I'll do a... No, because if I put it on force field is going to cast before combat core, I think. So I'm going to do combat core again, and then this, and then this can come out. So what I just did there, if you don't know, is knee brace is a flat cooldown increase, and then those feathers are a percentage cooldown decrease. So if you increase by a flat number and then you decrease off of that higher flat number, the overall percentage decrease is greater. And then when you remove knee brace, it's a flat number decrease. So overall it's a larger percentage decrease because you're able to temporarily add one cooldown and then remove it immediately after. Alright, so going in here, the only concern I'd have is if they have slow and poison and I take too long. This is also worrying if it's too fast. Its crit is also 75%, which is scary. It's hasted, which is a bit scary. But at this point, I've already outscaled, so I'm not concerned anymore. It looks like I'm gonna need to restart, because this is already getting a bit, I'm noticing frame drops, so I'm gonna have to pause for a moment. Just FYI, I guess. I try not to edit. Which means there's just going to be a black screen for a brief amount of time. Right, since I'm keeping these two on the right, I'm just gonna sell these that I don't intend on using. And I'm gonna take the loot. And then I'll glance at it for a second. Alright, nothing great. I am now gonna reset, which means I exit to desktop. So I had seen 2 regens, an ammunition, and I forgot what the last one was. It might have been XP. So I can save the ammunition in case I get a battery. Or a haste potion, although I think I missed out on the opportunity to get the haste potion. We'll see. Alright, just double checking. Oh, it was poison. It wasn't whatever I even said. XP. So I'll hold them for a moment. Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm going to go for the health. So I'm going to use the crit now on the force field. I'm just going to hold the ammo and then go for the health. And since I have so much money now, I can just start buying the gold tier. I'm not skipping weapon skills. So the only skill that matters is this one, so there's not much decision there. Because, I mean, I guess to explain quickly, there was one related to tools, and I only have 2 tools. It would have been like +8 damage. There was one for adjacent items, but the items adjacent to my large items. It was your things adjacent to your large items, and that's not relevant. And then I don't even remember what the other one was. I'm pretty sure it was insignificant enough for me to forget what it was. Shock Trooper is potentially a problem, but we're gonna limit test. I think it's not a problem because I should outscale the burn. And if I can outscale the burn, by outscale I mean my shield should grow faster than they can put burn on me. And for that reason, their plasma rifle is not going to be a problem. Okay, from here, I'm just going for the health. And I will go for the shields, because any shields I can put on at the start are going to help me survive early. The only value in going here is if I could get an enchanted upgrade of what's on the board. The temporary shield I'm not interested in, and poison skills are not really gonna help me, so I'll glance through here quickly, and I'll take the scrap because I expected to get nothing out of that. Same reasoning as before, I'll go for the duct tape. And I will still value XP over health. Is that true? Because usually I say level 8, or when it's at, because now I'm at level 9, so I'm already a whole level beyond when I make that transition, but the idea for going for XP here still is for getting closer to level 16 for enchantments, and I don't know exactly when it happens, but at some point you reach a certain level and enchantments are just offered as the vendors, so I could go for XP. However, I think ultimately health is what's gonna save me from dying more than anything else. Plus it synergizes with Hunker Down in case I am getting bursted. The more health I have, the larger shield Hunker Down will provide, and that's a massive amount of burst potentially. Okay, this can go. I go for this again. This meaning golden chocolate bars because I have too much money. I will go crit skills because crit is a massive power spike. So this is useless because I want the crit on my weapons. This is useless unless I position the large items adjacent to one another. And that is possible. So that's an option. This is not too attractive compared to the other. This one is alright because it's immediate crit rather than crit after an activation. So there is a reason to just take this one instead. But I think I should be able to survive after the only thing that will kill me is freeze at this point, I believe, or slows. If I face freeze, then it's probably doomed regardless of what I choose. But if I'm against slow, then being able to just get as much crit as possible is going to be more useful, I think, because every attack counts. This one's gonna assume... So the only reason why I take this one on the right is if I'm building toward winning off of my first attack. This one is if I'm building toward winning off of multiple attacks. I think I might regret it, but the run's not gonna last that much longer, so it's probably gonna be fine. Where do I put just slightly less value out of duct tape since it's next to force field instead of combat core, but I can't change that. And I'll go here because it is the most XP. Another consideration for this one is its skill. If I see slow skills or if I see a slow enchantment later, but it's very optimistic. Right, so same situation, just skills. Okay, so this one requires me to do this, which then means where does duct tape go? Duct tape would have to go over here, which messes up everything. So righty-tighty is iffy. I'm not too positive on that one. Lefty-loosey is alright, because this one's activating it. It's my second lowest cooldown. This one is not great because it's these two casting the slow instead of Pulse Rifle casting the slow. And this one might be worth, but like burn is a counter to shield if they can activate it fast enough. So this kinda helps me against the bad matchup. Haste would also help, but I think I should be able to find a better form of haste. So I'm gonna do burn containment. And we will go back to this positioning. These are bad options. I think I'm gonna take the shield on this one. I don't want these shops, so I'm just going for regen. Just making sure I don't... Oh, I'm facing a 1-win Vanessa who just got their enchantment, probably. So let's see. They don't have an enchantment. And this is not doing anything. This is just... I mean, I don't know. I was expecting them to be power spiking, but I think that person is just new or something. What is this? Bloodreef Captain. And they're missing an entire item. That's odd. What? What the heck is this? 1.1 second cooldown, multicast test. Hold on a second. I need to screenshot and post this on Discord. Alright, it's not anything crazy. People have seen it before already. So I did not discover some crazy thing. I'm just gonna sell it. Because I can't scale it. But it looks cool. Anyway, I had said before I want to weigh the haste. So there are two really good options here. One is Invigorating Cold, which means I can haste immediately if I use Icicle and give up on Duct Tape. That's a really good power spike. The other one is Heavy Machinery, which is just every time I use this, it's gonna haste two other things for 4 seconds. So it just depends if I want haste later or haste now. And I think in this situation, I'm gonna value the haste now more. And we'll see if I end up regretting that decision. But I think it should be fine. %11 crit. Okay, so like I had said earlier, I'm not sure what to upgrade at this point, but it's a good problem to have. But I'll just upgrade the icicle for a longer freeze. Defense grid and its diamond? Well, now I get to have some fun. That's fun. So this does basically nothing. This does basically nothing. This actually does basically nothing. This is significant because it's going to be double. I mean, not significant, but it's the same reasoning as before. Adding shield at the start of combat is useful. Based off what I said there, adding almost 3,000 shield at the start of combat is insane. So yeah, that's really neat. What am I thinking at this point? I'm thinking of a way to troll and like only put force field on the board, but I'm not gonna do it. I would need to start fishing for stuff in the shops. But I'm just gonna finish the run. Yeah, I don't need combat core anymore. All I need is a way to activate force field as fast as possible. I'm gonna take skills still. This is scaling slightly. This is immediate. I'm taking the expensive stuff. This one is acceptable. Okay, weapon skills. Let's see. My slowest weapon is the force field, so that's cool. Or more crit. It's gonna be frozen shot for sure. Now, one thing to note about frozen shot is it makes this fight kind of weird because I'm scaling this enemy when I shoot. So it's not a problem for my build right now since I scale so much faster than them, but I had taken frozen shot with a power drill on my board, and my power drill was only around 200 damage, and it was leading to their cryo sleeve item outscaling my power drill, this item. So I was actually healing them. So that's funny how quick that ended. But I was actually healing them every time I attacked because of that cryo sleeve scaling. When you gain burn shield 40, that's a decent upgrade. And I guess I'll just finish off with the gumballs. The most significant things here are crit and then health. Because crit is additional chance for double damage. Health is about 5 additional damage because of defense grid. The damage directly is only 1, and the shield is also only one. So, yeah. Let's see what final boss Dooley looks like. They look dead. So yeah, this is same board from day 3 all the way to the end of the game. It's just so powerful. I did get really lucky with my skills though. The hunker down would just made my build really safe. Yeah, that was neat.